Okay, we're going to roll into our post-qualifying for the 51st Annual Jeff Bird 500 presented by Food City, run here on Sunday at Bristol Motor Speedway. And our third quickest qualifier today is Regan Smith. He drives the number 78 Furniture Row Racing. This is his career best qualifying effort in NASCAR Sprint Cup Series. Previous best was fourth, I think, on 3 or 4 other occasions. So congratulations. Talk about your performance out there today, Regan.
Yeah, it was a good lap. We weren't quite that good in practice, and the guys made some good adjustments. We had a pretty good idea of what we wanted to do, and it was just a little bit too tight. I figured with Carl and Greg going at the end there, we were probably in trouble. So it was still a good lap, and we'll take it definitely for the Furniture Row Chevy.
Our second quickest qualifier for Sunday is Greg Biffle. He drives the number 16 3M Ford for Roush Fenway Racing. And Greg, talk about your qualifying effort. Certainly a good starting position in pit selection for Sunday's race.
Yeah, it was. Is so close, and Regan knows that just putting the gas down a second earlier, or letting off the brake, let it roll. Just the cars are so tight on time that you don't want to make a mistake, because a small mistake puts you 15th, and a tiny bit of a mistake puts you second. So it was a really good lap. The guys did a great job getting the cars ready, and our cars are just running so good. But it was wish I had just a tick more, but I get to start on the front row still.
We'll take questions now for Greg or Regan. If you have a question, raise your hand. We'll start here with Bob Pockers.
Bob Hocker, Sing Daily. For both you guys, is it more important to qualify up front when the tires could be something of an unknown? And can you just kind of comment on what you think the impact of the change in the tires will be?
Just speaking on the qualifying thing, since I think I've qualified 30th here the past 6 times I've been here, it's important to start up front no matter what tire we have on the car. It's going to be the same for everybody tomorrow with the tire change. So I don't. I think just starting up front's a big deal.
Yeah, track position at these places here, Martinsville, a lot of these short tracks are just super, super important. Pit stall selection is important too, having an opening out. This is a really tight pit road. Even though there's a front and back, it still can be, you can gain some spots on pit road. But, the tire change is looks necessary, I guess. Maybe the Nationwide cars are using the tire harder than we seem to be. I haven't seen really any indication that this tire wouldn't work for the race, but some guys ran longer than we did, so that may be part of it. But part of our sport is tire management by the driver, and we don't have that anymore.
Go ahead, Tom.
Just as a follow-up for either of you, Tom Jensen, Speed.com, does the fact that you're going to be on a different tire change your practice routine or your strategy at all for tomorrow? Do you do anything different because you're on a new tire?
We were just talking about that. There's no reason to practice on the we don't feel like there's any reason to practice without having the tire. We're going to have one set. It's going to drive different on that tire. It's going to be tighter or looser, or it's going to hit the racetrack different. The splitter's going to be different heights. So really, we might just warm the car up and then put that set on and see how the car drives. And then, definitely after we use up that set, I don't think we'll be doing anything else.
Go ahead, Jim.
Jim Utter, Trial Observer. Greg, Robin Pemberton was in here earlier and said that one of the reasons why they had a new right side tire was some teams had complained after last August race that the track was rubbering too much and getting too slick. What was your experience, if you remember, from last August, and was that what you found?
Yeah. What happens is when the concrete racetracks are kind of temperamental, when they take that kind of rubber, it just gets slick and you can't do anything. It doesn't provide any good racing side by side because it just gets really slicked up. And our right side splitter was thicker than when we left the race shop after the race. So it took the rubber and added it to the splitter. There's so much rubber on the track, it added it, and it was actually, when we post-raced, it was thicker than when we left the shop. So it definitely needed a little bit of a change. But, you know, Goodyear, they got their hands full. This is very difficult to do what they do. You know, they do a tremendous job, but it's really hard to, you know, play the game they're playing, to try and fine-tune, you know, not too much rubber. Now we don't have enough. This is the way it's been forever, you know, this dust and whatnot. That's the way Bristol was after they redid it. And then they changed, and then we got that tire that rubbered a bunch. So,
Thomas.
Thomas Pope, Fayetteville Observer. Regan, how badly do you guys need to have a good finish Sunday after a great start at Daytona and then 2 bad back-to-back races?
Well, I think, you know, obviously we want to have a good finish. That's definitely the first priority. We've been quick everywhere we've gone this year. We just haven't had very good luck with we had a motor issue last week, and then the Phoenix wreck with all the cars on the back straightaway there. So I think the one good part for us is that, you know, when you look at team morale and stuff, it's really high because we've had speed. And last year at this time we were looking for speed, which is tougher to find. So it's, you know, we still want to have the good finish, don't get me wrong.
Any other questions? Go ahead, Lee.
Lee Spencer, Fox Sports. Biffle, I'm kind of curious about your tire management comment, because you're sitting next to a guy, you know, you have a lot more years of experience at the cup level than the kid sitting next to you. And it's like it really used to play into the veterans' hands to be a guy that managed their tires. Is it just because the compound now is so dramatically hard compared to what you've had in the past, or what is it?
you know, it's a difficult, kind of a difficult, you know, a lot of things led up to where we're at, and it would take a long time to explain how I understand it all, you know, how the sport kind of shifted, the cars got different, you know, and all the things happened. But before, in 2004 and 5, when I didn't have a lot of experience, I knew that if you ran too much camber and you ran the car too hard, you're going to blow a right front tire out and hit the fence. And, you know, same at Darlington and these other places, when you use the gas too much, when you abuse the tire, there is a penalty for it. And here, you know, the rear tires are wearing out. So you can't run the car that loose. You can't, you know, you got to take care of the tire a little bit in order for lap 60 or 70 to have a little rubber left on it. You know, there's just tire management. And, you know, that's kind of a little bit out of our hands now. And it's not by, I don't think it's morally by design, it's just the evolution of our sport in general. You know, the new car, new surfaces. Daytona, for instance, who thought that we'd be down there 2 cars, you know, would be fastest out of anything? I don't think any driver in the garage would have suspected that. So it's just evolution of our sport.
Is the harder compound contributing that at all?
Yeah, I mean, that's what happens when you get a hard compound. It has less grip, and so you can drive the car kind of however you want because you can't damage the tire. It doesn't have as much grip, but you know, if you drive it really tight or whatever, typically it doesn't really do anything.
Also, are you satisfied with the changes they made with the gas man on your team this year?
I don't know. I'll let you know on Sunday.
Go ahead, Jenna.
Jennifer AP, I was going to ask you a little bit about that. What if you can go back to Vegas? I'm sure you don't want to relive that, but what were the issues there? And with the new point system, are you concerned about where you are?
Yeah, 2 spots away from having to qualify with a go or go homers. So definitely that would be a concern of mine, having to qualify in the show. You know, being the organization we are and having the fastest cars or fast cars this year. You know, it was just a tough deal. We had arguably one of the fastest cars at Las Vegas. You know, I felt like I was as good as Carl, maybe a little better than Tony in spots. So, you know, and so during a race, you kind of get in a comfort zone that, hey, we got a really, really good car. Nobody in the mirror is even racing with us. You know, there's some comfort level there that, hey, we got a solid top 5, get back in the game. And we finished 5 laps down. So that's, you know, that's hard to do when you got a really, really fast car. But I don't know exactly all the issues, what happened. I mean, obviously, luck was not on our side either, because we ran out of gas, pitted, got it running again. We'd have been fine, but then the caution came out. So then we got going again, and we got the wave around. We're 5 laps shorter than the field on fuel. So we get to Matt. I'm passing Matt for the lucky dog. Now we're going to be on the lead lap. We got a pit because, we ran out of gas once, and our numbers are saying we're getting decent mileage. But we pit, and Jeff Gordon wrecked the lap we pit. So if either one of those wouldn't happen, then we wouldn't have been in that position. So it's, nothing we could really done about it.
Anything else? Okay, guys, thanks a lot, and good luck on Sunday.